more hot water. I'm not even sure this counts as a video, but I was asked to do work on a concept for a guy who wants to do some floor heating. He's got a big tank, wants to have multiple heaters. He's got a large solar array, and he wants to be able to keep it at power point voltage. So this is fairly simple. You have your PV array, and we monitor the voltage going into A0. In the positive, we go to the capacitor bank, which can store enough energy to run the single PWM output. So there's only one heater that does PWM. The rest of the 8 heaters turn on and off in sequence. Initially, we have more counts when you're at low power levels. It starts out with 13 steps before it goes to the next heater. Next one is 7 steps before the next heater, and then after that it's 5 steps per element. So we have 56 counts total, and that gives us about 2% steps from the maximum power that you can put into the tank. This will work with as few as just one element. It'll PWM the lower element, and then it'll try turning on all the further elements. And if you have 3 of them, that's a pretty good system. It'll work with as little as 1, or you can go all the way up to 9 elements. We take the A to D reading. We take 8 of them, average them together. Through the serial screen, we have data that comes out. There's a hysteresis pot that allows you to adjust up the steps, how much voltage change is needed before it goes to the next step, up and down. If that's not used, you just connect it to 3 volts on the board. It's a fairly simple system. We operate at 240 Hertz with the PWM. The individual steps on the elements happen about 5 times a second, so things are very slow. The drivers can be very simple. This is a driver I build. It's just a piece of heat shrink tubing with inside there's an opto-isolator and a resistor, and one side goes right to the nano chip, the other side goes right to the FET. Very simple, very cheap to build. It makes a nice clean setup, and these things are about indestructible when they cool off. So that's the idea I came up with. The software is listed in the description where you can find it. It's very simple code. I don't want anyone telling me that they can write better. I'm sure they can. This is designed this way because if this is your system, you have to maintain it. You need to tailor it to what you have, and if you can't do that, then you should avoid things like this. These nanos are very powerful. You should learn to get to use them. They're great for all kind of jobs. I've basically given up wiring up just single components and circuits. I do everything with these nanos now. They're only about $3. So again, it's just a concept. From what I see, it works. It's never been tried on a system, but if you have an application, you might want to try this. Contact me if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.